My last video got a total of 5 comments.
The okay sign. Wait, what? You actually posted and you can edit, WTF did I find in my recommendation? I wish I knew. 10 out of 10.
And then, my personal favorite from a dear friend of mine.
Hey, sisters.
Wait, sorry.
Hi, sisters. Hi, sisters. James Charles here. Love that poster in the background. Here is some Ani hate. First of all, she acts like she is the main character. Second of all, she likes Bryce. And she is so noisy. Just because she goes to the school doesn't mean she should stick her ugly self into others' business. That is all I have. Bye now. See you in school.
Let's talk about Ani.
This is Ani. Oh, wait, sorry. This is Amadawat Anisia Achola. Ani is a senior at Liberty High School and has gotten quite a lot of hate since Season 3 first premiered.
But does Ani really deserve all the hate that she gets? Yes, she does. Now, I went into the season knowing little to nothing about what was going to happen because I watched it pretty much as soon as it came out and I really tried to avoid spoilers. So I really went in with just no preconceptions about what Ani was in my head. And she was pretty annoying. I've never been a big fan of the whole I'm so perceptive character trope, and that's immediately what she was. And nobody's like that in real life. So she already kind of annoyed me when I first saw her. But there's a difference between a character being annoying and a character being awful. So, I was like, I'll give her a chance. Maybe she'll redeem herself. Silly, silly Ash. Ani almost instantly inserted herself into all the storylines with little to no effort because since she's the new main character, all the characters love her because she's just so cool and amazing and she's the next Hannah Baker, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's just annoying because she's basically a Mary Sue who just is able to get into all of their lives and their plot points and learn all their secrets, which is ridiculous because there's no way the Tape Gang would tell a random stranger all of their secrets as quickly as they did with Ani. Not to mention, she literally lives in Bryce Walker's house, and she has a British accent. She's literally a self-insert Mary Sue in a One Direction fanfiction. I'm sorry, okay? But even though I was insanely annoyed with Ani at this point, I was still willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. Because, hey, all my favorite characters started out as annoying assholes, so, maybe she will. No, she didn't. When she found out that Bryce Walker had died, she had searched pretty much every single one of Clay's friends to see if they might have done it, which was annoying. Ani was not in any way qualified to do this. She wasn't a police officer, she didn't have any sort of training. The only reason she wanted to do it was because she had a hunch, and she was like, oh, I know I'm right, I'm quite perceptive. And she basically suspected everybody of killing Bryce, which is horrible to suspect all of your friends as doing something as awful as murder. And they all just kind of forgive her, which, in what world, bitch? Let's go ahead and look at a list of all the people she's accused. Now tell me, if you had a friend like this in real life and they accused you of murder, would you still want to be friends with this bitch? No. So what is going on? But I still didn't hate her yet because all of my favorite characters had done terrible, terrible things in the past. Hell, Tyler almost shot up an entire school and I still like him. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to let her redeem herself. I'm going to let her realize that accusing all of her friends of murder is wrong. And I'm still gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. And then this scene happened.
I know Justin feels like Clay saved him, but in the beginning, at least, it was for Clay's own purposes. And saved is debatable.
Saved is debatable? How? How, Ani? Tell me, in what hellish world are you living in where the fact that Clay saved Justin is debatable? Just a quick reminder of all the things that Justin was going through before Clay found him. He was living on the streets, he didn't have a home, he was starving, he was literally prostituting himself in order to afford to eat, and he was getting raped almost every single day on the streets, and he was addicted to heroin. So, Clay found him, and yes, his motivations at first were selfish. They were to help Jessica, which isn't even selfish, but he still provided Justin with a clean bed, a home, food, shelter, all that stuff. And yes, Justin was still addicted to heroin and he was seeing people that maybe he didn't want to see. Who cares? He still was much worse off living on the streets than living with Clay. So his life was still hard. His life was going to be hard no matter what. His life would have been much worse on the streets. But no, saved is debatable. Shut up! How is this bitch a real person with real thoughts? I don't get it. I don't.
You know what, Ani? Fuck off.
Whew, okay. I'm fine. I'm not mad at all. Not mad at all. So, yeah. That scene happened, and that's when I went from disliking Ani to hating her. Because what kind of person says that it's better for Justin to be living on the streets than living with Clay? I don't know. And then there was a scene where she broke into Clay's house. And I don't even know if we were supposed to sympathize with her in that situation because she was just so in the wrong in so many ways. For one, she broke into Clay's house, which is supposed to be seen as her, oh, it's okay, because she thought Clay killed Bryce. But no, she broke into his house. And then when Clay walks in, she has the audacity to be like, oh, why are you mad? Like, because you broke into his house, you idiot! And then Clay was understandably like, get the hell out of my house, especially if you think that I actually killed somebody. And then she's like, oh, I'm afraid of you, Clay. Like, okay, honey, if you didn't want to be afraid of Clay, maybe don't break into his house and accuse him of murder. It's just the thought. I don't get her. How does this bitch have friends? And then Clay yells at her to leave, which I'm pretty sure we were supposed to see as, like, unhinged, but I honestly would have done the exact same thing if someone had broken in my house and accused me of murdering somebody. And then we find out that she slept with Bryce. Now, in case you didn't know, I like to analyze things. So when I found out that she had slept with Bryce, I tried to make a defense for her in my head, even though I hated her. I wanted to see if I could possibly, like, forgive this. So I immediately thought of Chloe. Chloe slept with Bryce when she pretty much knew that he was a rapist. But it's a lot different. Because before Chloe knew any of those rumors were true, she was already dating Bryce. And Bryce was, for the most part, pretty sweet to her. And so she thought, okay, well, those rumors are false because I know who he is and I know that he's a good person. And, you know, Bryce is a piece of shit, so he manipulated her and took advantage of her. And so it's really, like, it's forgivable that she was dating Bryce even though she knew he was a rapist because she had been manipulated and she thought she knew Bryce. And so really, Chloe wasn't really in the wrong in that situation. But Ani, on the other hand, before she even moved into Bryce's house, she knew that he was a rapist and that he'd done terrible things. And then, you know, she, for the most part, avoided him, I guess, I don't know. But then she found out that Bryce raped Jessica, her pretty much only friend at this school besides Clay. And instead of avoiding him and, like a normal, rational person would do, she decided to, oh, I'm gonna be friends with you. I don't believe what I hear. I only believe what I see. Like, but what do you mean you don't believe what you hear? Jessica was raped by Bryce. My brother's playing piano. You know that Jessica was raped by Bryce. So, a rational person would avoid Bryce because he raped their best friend. But no, she's like, oh, I'm gonna forgive him. He's trying to be a better person. So I'm gonna freaking sleep with him and then defend him to everybody, including Jessica, my best friend who he raped. Like, what? Like, no, he's a bad person. Like, it's different if you, like, sort of liked him, but you regret liking him and you're like, I know he's a bad person, but you defended him. What the Not to mention, she butts into situations that clearly aren't hers to butt into, like the fact that Chloe's pregnant, like the fact that Justin and Jessica were sleeping with each other again, and like basically everything that she investigated, she was asking questions, and she was like, why didn't you tell us this before? Because it's not your business, ho! They didn't need to tell you! And then she's like, has the audacity to act like she's offended that they didn't tell her what's their business and not her business, so why is she mad? Like, she's just the nosiest, most annoying, entitled little bitch I ever met. Honestly, I could go on just because I hate this bitch so much, and I could talk about literally every single thing she's done that annoyed me, but I'm getting tired of talking to her, and she's making me angry. She makes me so angry. Like, it's ridiculous how mad she makes me. And if you're still like, oh, Ani's a good person after watching this video, you're a dumbass. I'm sorry, you're a dumbass. She's the worst, okay? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, well that was Ash Emerald on why I hate Ani, and I'll see you later, my homosexuals. Bye-bye.